Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Annette the Peacemaker coming to you live on Facebook at the Yang Gang Report and also at YouTube on my channel, Annette the Peacemaker. So, you guys, I'm so tired, okay? So, I'm just dragging my ass. I really thought that the election and Biden winning and stuff like that, I know it was stupid of me to think it, but I really thought that things would start feeling better. And it's just so goddamn heavy right now, isn't it? I'm really sorry to be emotional. But anyway, I watched this video today. It was Chris Hayes on MSNBC. And I can't show it on here because it's copyrighted. But I wonder if I could find it and just listen to it, and maybe you could just hear it, and maybe that wouldn't get me into trouble. I'm not really sure. But it was really so violent, and I know they showed it on mainstream media and all that, but I'm not sure that I could watch it again, to be honest with you. So you could go and look for it yourself if you want to find it. Look up MSNBC, Chris Hayes, and it's something like new video of from inside the Capitol building riot or something like that. And it shows it shows that Ashley gal getting shot. And I had already seen that. And that wasn't as violent as I expected it to be, maybe I guess I've seen enough unarmed Black people getting shot and killed by police that I'm really desensitized to seeing people being shot and killed now, which is totally fucked up, right? That's fucked up. So that didn't really faze me so much. What upset me more in that clip of video was that the cops just stood there and just let them do it. They just let them bash the windows right next to their heads. They let them get right up in their freaking faces and scream right in their faces. If that was anybody else, they would have been shot dead before they even got to the top of the damn stairs, you guys. It's so unfair. And so I'm having a hard time feeling sorry for that gal, because, she made her bed and whatever, she made a choice to go there and take part in a violent attack, and, so, but then the video went on to, Chris Hayes went on to talk about, he showed a part where there was, okay, this is the part that gets me, okay? So I might cry because it's really upsetting. So there was this cop, and he was stuck in this door, okay? And all the riot police were behind him, and he's kind of down, he's hunched down, he's being smashed, and he had on his riot gear face mask, and there was this other guy, so all the trumpeters were all in front of him, and they're all pushing him from the front, and then all the riot cops are pushing him from behind, and this cop is smashed in between these people, and then the guy that's right in front of his face is clawing at his mask, and he pulls off his mask, and this man is screaming in agony, you guys. It was so awful. And then all the trumpeters, they're all shoulder to shoulder. They're packed into this little corridor trying to break into the door, and they start moving as one cohesive unit, and they're heave ho, and they're heave ho, and they're pushing as all one big, and there's easily 100 people easily, and then that cop is just screaming and screaming, and it's just so awful And then, so then, like, I'm on a thread on Facebook, and there's a guy, and I'm not trying to be mean or argumentative or whatever, but people are like, oh, it's being extremely, what did he say? Extremely blown out of proportion. And he was being really dismissive, like these were not like tactical, like military people. They didn't intend to go there to create violence. I'm sorry, y'all, but they brought a freaking gallows pole and a hangman's noose and set it up on the front lawn. You think that was just spontaneous? Oh, hey, I happen to have a gallows pole in my trunk. Just like that wasn't premeditated. Come on. They found trucks with bombs in them. That wasn't premeditated. And they didn't intend to go commit violence and murder, even. Like, they were chanting, hang Pence. Like, I don't like Trump or Pence at all, but like, I don't think we need to freaking hang him. Well, maybe Trump. I would maybe hang Trump at this point. But like, geez, so I had to stop that Chris Hayes video earlier because I was just like sobbing, you guys. It was just so heavy. And then people are just being really dismissive about it. Like, oh, it just wasn't even that big a deal. They didn't go there intending to be violent. And I'm just miss me with that. Okay. That's just bullshit. I'm sorry, but it is. So, all right. I'm not seeing any comments. Is anybody here? Say hello so I can see if my comments are working. So I can post something up on the screen. Whoever that one person is watching, say hello. And then I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen, and let's start seeing what's going on. I think I saw a headline on YouTube earlier today that Trump conceded. So maybe we can find that speech, if that is the case. Oops, sorry. Share. If anybody wants to come in here with me, you are welcome to do so. Is my screen not sharing? What's going on? Let's go like this. There it is. Oh, gosh dang it. I'm sorry, you guys. All right, let me try it again. There. All right. All right, so here we are on my Facebook. Luckily, there's no tits and ass shots up here in the front top like it has been in the past. I'm not really going to look at Facebook. I'm sick of Facebook and looking at it. All right, so let's go over to Twitter. Let's see what's happening in the Twitterverse. Okay, Cindy McCain. Roger Stone. Let's see what this doofus is up to. Okay, Michael. I'll send you the link, but I don't know you. And so I have to tell you that I'm nervous about inviting a stranger on, considering things are tumultuous, okay? So hold on a minute. All right, so please be kind. Please don't come to argue with me, because I am just not really feeling it today. Yeah. All right, there you go. Oh, take that down. All right, so Roger Stone, Mike Flynn are linked to the coup conspiracy. Their pardons are quite likely invalid if they were issued in the furtherance of a criminal act. Interesting. Okay, I don't really care about Roger Stone. Here we go. What's this? They told me and others inside that help was on the way. Oh, and so maybe she's pointing out that there's no security at the door. These people are just strolling in like they're on the 3-hour tour to Gilligan's freaking Island in the Capitol building. Like, just, I can't even believe how freaking casual it all was. Michael, are you seeing that link, dude? All right. So, oh, where did that go? We're confident that this is one of the 3 men. We're doing everything we can do to ID this man. If someone does, they get $20,000. Author offering $20,000 reward to find the Capitol officer who posed for selfie with the rioter. Dude's like, what? Posing for selfies? Why were they not protecting the people and the building? Jesus Christ on a stick, I tell you what. All right, we gotta go see Michael Rappaport, you guys. Okay, so the other big news, I don't know if y'all follow Michael Rappaport on Twitter or not, but I do, and I freaking love him. It looks like my internet's being really stupid and slow. So as we all know, Trump has been banned from Twitter and multiple other social media platforms, and Michael Rappaport here has been is this today? Okay. I have to go to yesterday's. So he is, like, we'll just say he's a very harsh critic of our boy Trump. And oh my God, Pornhub update, breaking. Donald Trump has been banned from our platform. He was banned from Pornhub. Oh my gosh. That is the most hilarious thing I have ever seen. OMG. That is freaking fantastic. Okay, I gotta find this video of him responding yesterday. And it's just, to me, this is totally my reaction. If I can. Oh, good. Hurry up and load. Someone found the zip tie guy. He's a bartender in Nashville. Okay, so once this loads, we'll be able to see this. Okay, so the zip tie guy, if you haven't been paying attention, he was the guy that was like climbing over a banister, and he was in full tactical gear that probably wasn't premeditated at all. He had no intention of being violent in any way, but he had a whole big giant stack of zip ties, which would imply that he was there to restrain people and possibly even take them hostage and then possibly even kill them. So, gosh. I really hate our internet. He's a bartender in Nashville. Ugh. These people ruin their lives for a man who would never invite them to the Mar-a-Lago Club. His name is Eric Munchell. He's on Facebook. Okay, now I wish this would load. So they were looking for Mike Pence and set up a noose outside to hang him. A Reuters photographer overheard them say they were there to execute Pence and members of Congress, which would certainly explain all those zip ties. Their goal was murder. Don't you dare try and tell me that they did not intend to commit acts of violence. God, my internet. Well, you don't give your mom a vest for no reason. They obviously planned ahead in case shots were fired. God, it's so weird, sad that they have pictures like, they all have pictures like this. These are truly some lost people. Load. FBI raids Tennessee lawmakers' offices and homes. The FBI raided the Cordell Hull building in Nashville, homes of several Tennessee Republican lawyers on Friday. Whoa. It's scary how these deranged individuals are my countrymen. Exactly. That's Yang Gang right there. Robin, I agree with you. These are supposed to be our fellow Americans. And then what about like the people who are saying, oh, we need to unite with everybody, and this is it, we can't be divided anymore, we're gonna have to work together. No, man, these motherfuckers would kill us for not being them, you know. I cannot align myself with people like this. I just can't. I'm not saying I can't align myself with a Republican in general, like as an individual. No, I know some really great Republicans that are not murderers and thieves and violent and aggressive, right? Like they wouldn't like try to kill people who disagree with them. So yeah, it's not about that. It's this specific group of Republicans and Trump supporters specifically. And you know, I know people who voted for Trump the first time, and you know, like, I guess I can kind of give them a pass the first time because they were duped. Okay, Trump duped everybody. He didn't dupe me. I saw him like the minute he said Mexicans are rapists and drug dealers. That very second, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be really bad. This guy is really bad. And I already knew who Donald Trump was, obviously. I never really paid much mind to him. I never watched The Apprentice or anything like that. I just always, oh, he's just so gross. Like I was never interested in him. So yeah, I don't really care. But yeah, the fact that these deranged individuals are my countrymen. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's really sad that they don't realize how pathetic they look when they dress up and posture with their flags and guns like this. Oh, good, it's loaded. Let's check them out. Oh. Well, at least his apartment is clean. He's got a nice clean carpet. I'll give him that. That's about all I'm going to give him, though. Psychopaths often and sociopaths are often obsessively clean. So here he is there. So this is Mr. Zip Tie Man. Here he is with the zip ties going over the banisters onto the chairs, just as I had said. And then, like, who's this old lady? And who's old Farmer Bob back here in their Carhartts? What the hell's going on here? You know? I mean, what are they doing? Does dude have a gun in his hand right here? What the fuck's he doing right here? What's going on with what is going on? And they're all just hanging out like it's just crazy. Okay, so how close did the Capitol riots come to a massacre? I bet I can show this. I'm not sure. You guys, I really need to study up on the copyright laws. So I don't want to risk it. Sorry, that notification was really bothering me. I just had to click it. Okay, so they were looking for Mike Pence and set up a noose outside to hang him. Yeah, so we already saw that. Okay, we came up to relook at the pictures. So there's the zip ties. Oh, here he is with his mom. So he put his mom in a vest because violence was intended to happen. They went there to kill people. I mean, obviously. Yeah, you know, when I see guys posing like that with their big giant guns and everything, all I can think about is how small their penis must be. I'm not even kidding. I think about that every fucking time. Little dick. The big gargantuan giant trucks and the big gargantuan giant guns and the giant chips on their shoulders and their big shit-eating grins and stuff like that. You know they have a tiny penis. They're overcompensating for something. Where they fall short in one category, they make up for it with ridiculous material shit. Okay, so they brought lumber to build a scaffold. It was definitely not a spur of the moment heat of passion. Yes, I made a combination of this phrase when I was talking to the guy that said that they didn't intend to be violent, right? And that it was being blown out of proportion. So this is planned, dude. They brought freaking power tools with them to be able to put this shit together. This is a full-on scaffolding. Come on. I mean, this is like even when they were lynching the slaves back in the day, they just threw it over a tree trunk. So like they went really out of their fucking way to and then look at how well they framed the Capitol right within it right there. All planned. That is not random. Random, my ass. Unplanned. Oh, see, he said minimum of 10 years in prison. Trump said it himself, right? All right, so they've already arrested some of these douchebags. They arrested Podium Guy, has been arrested. Boot on the Desk Guy has been arrested. The Chewbacca bikini furry horned guy has been arrested. Yes, Michael, there is a tweet for everything. A tale of two bartenders who went to Congress. That's good. squeeze this guy and he's going to squeal like a pig. Who paid for his airfare, hotel, get his emails, location, data from his phone. Oh, you guys, get this. I was reading earlier that Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, his wife, named Ginny Thomas, paid for and supported 80 bus loads of people to come to the riots, and said how much she loves Trump people and stuff like that. So, like, does that not seem like some sort of weird violation? Like, maybe, I mean, that seems pretty fucked up to me. Maybe anybody is watching might agree that it is indeed fucked up. At least he's not going up on kidnapping and murder. We dodged a bullet on this insurrection. I expect a conviction. I mean, he's got a gun right here. I don't know what this thingamabobber is but it looks kind of serious. And then, of course, the zip ties. All right. Yeah. I really want to play Rappaport rejoicing about Trump getting knocked out of Twitter, because it's just like the best thing ever. Where is it? Come on now. I wonder if it got taken down. I don't see it. Man, that sucks. The Pornhub thing is fantastic, though. It looks a little rough there. I might come back up to that one, but I really want to find this one. I bet this is it. Okay, here it is. This is it.
Bye-bye, you fuck. Bye, fucking bye, you fuck. Banned. Banned from it. Do you know what kind of a piece of shit you have to be?
He does have a sour look on his face. And I love how his voice is so nasally. He sounds like, Andy Kaufman.
Banned off of Twitter.
You know, Andy Kaufman played that Tony, what was his name? Like Tony Caputo or something like that. He had that alter ego. Michael Rappaport's voice sounds like that Andy Kaufman character to me. I just wish that it would load so we can hear him. Mother scratcher. Oh, well. I'm losing patience, so let's just keep moving. Okay, images from the insurrection at the Capitol show people with links to far-right movements. Shocker. Photographs being shared online of people who stormed the U.S. Capitol suggest ties to far-right movements, according to the New York Times. There's no evidence so far to prove that Antifa activists were part of the mob that entered the building on Wednesday, according to fact checkers from Snopes, PolitiFact, BuzzFeed News, and other organizations. If that wasn't the stupidest thing that I've ever heard. Oh, Antifa did it. Yeah. There's no evidence that Antifa activists stormed the U.S. Capitol, according to multiple fact checkers. Information available in images of the insurrection suggests that the participants have links to far-right movements, according to the New York Times. One of the men in the images was identified as a frequent MAGA world protester known as Q Shaman. That's the Chewbacca bikini horn dude with his stupid face paint. Another is Matthew Heimbach, a well-known white nationalist. Great. There's no evidence. Well, we're just going to sit here and wait for this to... I'm going to keep scrolling until the pictures load, and then we can come back up. Several posts shared by thousands of people. Oops, sorry. Held up photographs as evidence that Antifa supporters were behind the unrest, but those images did not, in fact, show Antifa involvement. Instead, some of the photographs and the information contained in them suggested ties to far-right movements. WAPO. Analysis. No, there's no substantive evidence that the Capitol riot was spurred by Antifa. Of course not. God, that's stupid. Some have suggested without evidence that Antifa demonstrators may have disguised themselves as Trump supporters for the siege on the Capitol. The mob that overran Congress and clashed with police was made up of Trump supporters, not left-wing groups. Duh. So far, there is no evidence Antifa is involved in any of the arrests, and several regular QAnon extreme right protesters have been recognized by colleagues as having been in the Capitol. No evidence that the Trump supporters who stormed the Capitol were actually mostly Antifa. What is Antifa? Let's talk about this, people. I wonder if there's any right-wing people that need to hear this. Probably not. I don't know how many of my right-wing friends stick around or even listen to me speak. But I don't have very many of them, to be honest with you. So, probably not. Okay, so Antifa is a loose affiliation of local activists scattered across the United States and a few other countries. The term Antifa is short for anti-fascist. It is used both by its adherents and its foes. In general, people who identify as Antifa are known not for what they support, but what they oppose. Fascism, nationalism, far-right ideologies, white supremacy, authoritarianism, racism, homophobia, and xenophobia. Some Antifa activists also denounce capitalism and the government overall. So, yeah. Those sound like horrible things to be against, right? Like, if you are anti-Antifa, if you are against Antifa, that means that you support fascism, nationalism, far-right ideologies, white supremacy, authoritarianism, racism, homophobia, and xenophobia. So, good on you. I hope you're proud. In the aftermath of the attempted coup at the Capitol, conspiracy theorists and right-wing figures tried to shift the blame to their favorite target, Antifa. Okay, so yeah, I saw this where they were showing this bearded dude right here. And then they tried to say that this was, he was at an Antifa meeting, but this was somebody, this picture I read The one on the right, I read that somebody who identifies as Antifa attended a white supremacist meeting to see what their meetings were like. I don't know if they snuck in there or like infiltrated, or if they were honest about why they were there or what the story is behind that. But that's what I read about this picture. Again, the pro-Trump mobs that stormed the Capitol today were not Antifa. Look at that. You know, seeing all those American flags makes me never want to. I don't fly a flag anyway, but like, these people are an embarrassment to our country. I'm not flying a flag if it makes me associated with them. A facial recognition company says that it did not identify members of Antifa in the crowd during Wednesday's insurrection. The facial recognition company, the Washington Times, claimed ID'd Antifa members. Okay. Oh, this guy, Matt Gaetz, is the one that was trying to push that story. Oh, this story generated more than 250,000 likes, shares, and comments on Facebook and was widely cited, including on the House floor by Gaetz. It was flimsy from the start, but now XR Vision tells me that the story is outright false, misleading, and defamatory. Freaking everybody needs to just sue these people. Like, why are elected officials allowed to lie to us? That is a bald-faced lie, you guys. Not bold, bald-faced lie is the proper use of that expression. It is a bald-faced lie. Okay, so why are they allowed to lie to us over and over and over and over and over again? If I had a job and I lied to my boss every damn time I opened my fucking mouth, I would probably get fired. I mean, despite the fact that I would be a shitty person if I lied all the time, that would make me a shitty person on top of it. And most people don't want to employ shitty people. So, you know, I don't know how it's okay for these people to lie to us all the time. Fact checkers say far right movement. Lynn Wood, a pro-Trump attorney who subscribes to the QAnon mass delusion, shared a photo of men and claimed they were members of Antifa. In fact, one of the men is a frequent MAGA, blah, blah, blah. This fucking guy. So this guy got arrested today. He lives right here in Arizona with me. Joy. Despite what Eric Trump may think, this is a Trump supporter. He's been profiled over and over again. He goes to Trump rallies constantly. He's known as the QAnon shaman. All right, so that's old news now. They reconvene. Let's see if this will play. No. Fine. The big tell is White House flag is not at half staff in memory of Capitol Police officer. Oh, they didn't even put the flag down? My God. Steve Daines is from Montana, this guy, and he was supportive of the insurrection also. Hey, Mom.
Hey.
I'm broadcasting right now. We don't really need unity with fascists. We need unity against fascists. Yes. Yeah, I'm not unifying with these people. I don't care what anybody says. Peace, love, humanity first. None of that matters with these people. The ability to stay calm, honest, and polite, even when people upset and anger you, is a superpower. This is what hope looks like to me, an American stepping up and calling it out.
I look like the dumbest motherfucker in the world. Nobody will give a shit about Watergate. Nobody.
Watergate 10 years ago?
Watergate was like before I was born.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is fucking. Dude, I'm
I can't remember when that. No, that was 70 something. So I was born. I was little.
Yeah. Really?
I have to look now. You guys, my mom is sitting in the room with me, so she just said, wasn't Watergate like a while ago? When did the Watergate scandal happen? Maybe it was like 1970 something.
Well, that's been a while.
Our internet is stupid. And it doesn't load. Well, if anybody is Yang Gang, always retweet Scott's tweets. I tweet them without even reading them because I know it's good. No, he won't. Ted Cruz, let's go.
So, did your problem childhood then?
Nope. All right. So let's go over to YouTube. I'm tired of looking at Twitter. So what should we look up? I'm just going to go to my subscriptions. Come on now. So I was watching this video while we're waiting for it to switch over, and they're saying that nobody's talking about it, but Julian Assange, Mexico offered Assange asylum. So that's cool. Is this empty?
Yeah, I can get it.
Biden getting new Secret Service over Trump loyalty. Yeah, I wouldn't trust the Secret Service if they support Trump, man. I wonder if this would play for me. I don't know if I could get in trouble for this or not, but let's watch this from Politico if it'll play. Oh, man. I heard also that they didn't even pull out tear gas or anything until like an hour before the curfew that day. So nobody was sitting on their butts in the grass peacefully protesting and got tear gassed and maced or whatever.
Are you talking to someone?
Yeah, Mom, I'm broadcasting right now. I'm live. I'm doing a live show.
What? Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So I'm talking to whoever is the one person watching me. Well, pooh. More arrests made. Okay, so check out, this is the guy that was stealing the podium. And I think it's really hilarious how all of them, all these guys, him and the boot on the desk guy, both went home and shaved their faces and try to make their, you know, maybe they thought they would be incognito and like nobody would recognize them.
That was strange.
But two of the mug shots that I've seen so far, they were really scruffy on the day of the violence, and then all clean shaven in their mug shots. So another cop goes free. I don't watch this channel enough. I need to watch him a little more. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna wrap it up since nothing wants to load for me, and I'm really, really frustrated with our internet. Let's see if it'll play this little bit of David Pakman, because I'm curious about that. If it doesn't play in the next like couple seconds, then I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm just over 45 minutes right now. Oh, it's way over here. Oh, it's taking forever. Let's go look at Andrew Yang while we're waiting for that to load. How's that sound? We haven't done that today. Andrew Yang. Oops. Look at my notifications blowing up. Oh, somebody just messaged me about, oh, Quintus. Oh, good. Quintus can join us for 20 or 30 minutes. So all right, I'm not gonna share the page to do this part.
This is an interesting story that did not get a lot of attention since it came out right around New Year's
Here we can
Day,
listen
but
to
I
it.
do think it's worth covering.
David Pakman. Okay, so let's give Quintus the link. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I always get excited when Quintus
Biden
comes
is
on.
going
He
to
always
have a
provides so
completely
much
new Secret Service team and his immediate
wisdom and
presidential
knowledge.
protection team. And you might be saying,
So, I'm running out of things to talk about. So it's good that he wants to come on. How's everybody doing on, with like interacting with your Facebook, with your social media people? Is that ugly for anybody? I can't really see anybody's comments. So I see that I've got 2 people watching, but I don't see any comments. A whole 2 people. Okay, Andrew Yang. Let's go back to sharing the screen, because that loaded now. All right, so let me write down his number. Oh, he got up to 1.9 million, you guys. So yesterday he was at 1,910,669. So today is the 9th. Oh, watch it not load. Here we go. What? Oh, he must have said something to piss people off, because he lost 1,910,650. He lost a couple followers. That is very, very rare. He very rarely loses followers. So let's see what he said. There are 3 problems with our media that are fueling polarization: the closing of 2,000 local papers, which are typically not very partisan; cable news maximizing audience share by adopting political stances; Fox; and 3, social media's supercharging of conspiracy theories. I enjoy connecting people who help each other. I mean, these seem pretty innocuous. I wonder why he lost people. For those who think we will now cool off now that we have seen how bad it can get, there are reasons to think it will get worse. I don't think we can take worse. My book tackles this with an economic focus. If anybody watches this that is not already Yang Gang and you are not aware, if you're just learning about Andrew Yang, he has written 2 books, and this is his second one, called The War on Normal People. And I have it right there. Hand it to me. I have mine right here behind me. It has a different cover though. It's our boy. Okay, so there's that. And this is also available on YouTube. Andrew Yang reads it himself. And so yeah, War on Normal People. You can get it on Amazon. And you can also listen to it for free on YouTube. Also useful, The Politics Industry by Catherine Gell and Michael Porter, and They Don't Represent Us by Lessig. Am I following Lawrence Lessig? I better be. I would be really mad if I'm not. I am. Oh, good. So my personal favorite Yang speaking event was the Lessig Town Hall in was it New Hampshire? And that's when he said that the reason I ran for president was because I'm a parent and a patriot, and I could see the country that we were leaving for our kids, and that was not something I was willing to accept. And then his voice cracks just a little bit at that last sentence. It's just so cool, and it's like one of the most human moments. That, and when he cried thinking about losing losing one of his babies to gunfire, like a gun accident. Yeah, I don't follow any of these guys. No Pete, no Bernie. I used to follow Bernie. I unfollowed Bernie a while back, but I still get to see his tweets. People still share them. $2,000 stimulus check should remain front and center until they pass. People are hurting all over the country. I know. So I'll bet you. Okay, so my husband and I watched this financial guy on YouTube, and he follows all the stimulus stuff really closely. Oh, here he is. And so he gives us ideas. Well, you'll get it like between January and July. And hello, Quintus. How are you?
Hi, Annette. How are you? Hey. Quite a few days.
Lag?
Can you hear me?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. It's been kind of crazy the past few days, huh? You hear me?
I can't. Is there a lag? I'm not sure if I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
It could really just be my poopy internet.
Okay.
So anyway, how are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, all considering it's fun. It's like we're living through history right now. So. Well, you can't hear me at all.
It has been quite a. I'm not exactly sure what you said. You were kind of broken up. You were kind of broken, but I could hear your voice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been some wild couple days, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, and I think we're still going through it. Like we're still going through. I'm actually going to try and type it to you at the same time.
Let me take that off, and that'll help. No. So we are still going through it. Yes, we are still going through it. Okay, so Quintus, because I'm having problems with the loading, he is sending me responses in the private chat. So maybe he can hear me, but I can't hear him or whatever. But so, yes. So, you know what I didn't look up, you guys, is did Trump give a concession speech of some sort today? Let me see if that happened. Did Trump give a concession speech today? Okay, good. So he says he can hear me. I just can't hear him. So I'm going to move my camera a little bit.
Yeah, I just typed anyone listening to Annette just now that if he did give a concession,
so
I wouldn't believe
the
it.
chat box.
I definitely wouldn't believe it.
Okay, let me look. Did Trump give a concession speech today? Okay. Two days ago, one day ago. Well, nothing is showing up. Everything is 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 1 day ago. Trump is losing his platforms on Twitter. Trump acknowledges election result in first tweet after the ban was lifted. Twitter erupts over Donald Trump's video concession speech. Buffalo News. Okay.
Man, I wish you could hear me.
So you guys, I'm not gonna I don't know about copyrights and stuff, so I'm nervous about sharing things on the screen and getting in trouble for it. So, but I can read what it says, okay? And I could probably play this video if it will play. And we can just listen to his voice. We don't have to look at his face. I'll do you a solid on that. Okay, so the closed caption says, "The President. I would like to begin by," and then it's loading, loading, loading. Okay, but there's a little article underneath it.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election and emotions are high, but now tempers must be cooled and calm restored. We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue to contest the election results. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters and to ensure faith and confidence in all future elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens, isolated millions in their homes, damaged our economy, and claimed countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working together. It will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize the sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one national family. To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime. And to all of my wonderful supporters, I know you are disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Oh. Okay. So, all right. So, President Donald Trump is conceding to President-elect Joe Biden and condemning the violent supporters of his who stormed the nation's Capitol. In a new video message Thursday, Trump says that now that Congress has certified the results, The new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th, and focus now returns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. Trump did not address his role in inciting the violence. Of course he didn't. But in the video, he tells his supporters that while he knows they are disappointed, he wants them to know our incredible journey is only just beginning. President Donald Trump is conceding to President-elect Joe Biden and condemning the violent supporters of his who stormed the nation's capital. That just makes me sick. There's a tweet underneath it from a Corey Crompton, and it says, how bad it must hurt the seditious Trump supporters egged on by him for months to now watch him concede and throw them under the bus for the riot he encouraged. I don't even feel a little bad. Hashtag Trump conceded. Another one says they shot the video on green screen so it would be easier to edit out Mike Pence holding a gun to Donald Trump's head. So anyway, yeah. So that happened. Can I hear you yet, Quintus?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all? I don't think you can hear me. Yeah, we still have something issue with sound.
Okay, so Donna says that she can hear us both clearly. But the problem is that I can't hear him. So thank you for letting us know that. Still an issue of sound. All right, so yeah. I would have loved to talk about the possibility of impeachment. That would be cool. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock my time, which is, I don't know, Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time, 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, Faye and I will be having Tom from Nerds for Humanity, formerly Nerds for Yang. Tom will be our special guest tomorrow, so I bet you we could talk with him about like the possibility of impeachment and stuff, and that would be really groovy.
How's this? Does this work?
So,
can you hear me? I guess not.
So I wonder what it could be. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what is going on my end. So, like, we have an extra person living with us for the last 6 months, and they are on their Wi-Fi, like 24 hours a day, basically. Maybe not while sleeping. And then that just adds to it. And so it says we have our plan says we have unlimited internet, but really we don't. So just like with your data plan on your phone, sometimes at the end of the cycle or whatever, the internet slows down, like your phone slows down when you're like just eating up your data. So I think that could be what is happening. So I can see Quintus's face. Hello.
Hi, I could.
I could call you and you can have me on your phone by speaker. Yes, do that. That is a great idea. Do, 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 do. So my sleep patterns have been all messed up. While I'm waiting for Quintus to call, I just have to fill the dead airspace. Does anybody else suffer from insomnia when you're all stressed out about things like this? I sure do. Okay. Okay, I just gave Quintus my phone number. My battery's really low because I sit on my phone all day long until I move into the house and sit on the computer all day long. Oh. Hello.
Oh, hi, Annette.
Hello. Ooh. Maybe I don't. That's a weird noise.
What I just did is I turned off. I've unmuted. I muted my computer, but I've also muted. So I'm only hearing you through your phone.
Okay. Cool. All right then.
Hey, this works.
Yes, we're gonna make this work. Awesome.
Okay.
Brilliant. Okay. So okay. I haven't heard anything that you've said since you've been on, so you can reiterate anything that you spoke before that I didn't hear.
Well, a lot's happening in terms of like the siege of the Capitol. A lot's happening, and there's still a lot going on behind the scenes. It's moving very quickly, and who knows what it's going to look like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I took a day off yesterday because I was just like, it's just really heavy, you know, like all that violence. It really is triggering, you know. I'm a survivor of violence, so it's hard for me to look at, but I do it for the cause. Oh, I didn't realize I was blocking the camera. But yeah, but you can't really take a day off. You got to pay attention every single day.
Well, pretty much. I mean, to me, what it looks like it's happened is there's almost like a step back, and everyone's like looking at what exactly happened. What happened on Wednesday, and I think one of the key things here is that we had a lot of people who were there who went inside the Capitol, who trespassed. I'm willing to bet that most people who were there, a lot of people who were there, there was some portion, I don't know how many, but a lot of people there were just trespassing. Like
right.
They're in there, they're just like, wow, look at this, isn't this cool? You know? But there were also quite a few people there who caused damage while they were there, were intending to cause damage while they're there, and just cause chaos. And then it looks like there were some people there who were really a bit serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like looking for Pence, looking to hang, you know, saying they want to hang Pence.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that was crazy.
So as much as the Capitol Police, I mean, I think everyone agrees that it was a failure that they got in. From another perspective, the Capitol Police did a great job in that they got everyone out of there.
Right.
So I mean that's a success. I mean at the end of the day, their job is to protect people, not property.
Right.
And so so that's amazing. I mean, based on one of the accounts I heard from one of the members of the House representatives who were in the balcony, there was a point where it was like, "Don't leave the balcony," and then there was like pounding. Like later on, it's like, "No, okay, you can come out now." And they came out and they saw like uniformed people on one end. They saw a number of people who had breached like on the floor, secured. So this could have been a lot. This could have been a very chaotic and horrible thing.
Yes, it could have been so much worse than it was. I mean, it was bad enough as it is.
Yeah.
But then they find a truck with some bombs in it. And then I read something else where like there was like some homemade kind of napalm. It was like styrofoam and gasoline or something.
Well, yeah, because I mean, basically the part that's messed up is, I mean, Trump is gifted at certain things, and one of the things he's gifted in addition to misinformation, he can come up with misinformation like off the top of his head.
Right.
But he's also very good at inciting people to violence.
Uh-huh.
And so one of the things that seems to be becoming a thing is groups of Trump supporters tend to be armed. If not guns, they carry mace with them. They have like flagpoles that can be used as weapons.
Yep.
And even if you're a Black Lives Matter protest, there's no way you'd be allowed to carry a flagpole because that could be used as a weapon.
Yeah, of course. I used to be in flag. This is off topic slightly, but I used to be in Flag Corps in high school with the marching band, and those flagpoles, man, I have hit myself upside the head I don't know how many times, and I had all the bruises on like my arms, on my legs when I was learning how to do it, and biff, and I'd have like a full bruise, and that was just me doing it, not even trying to be violent with it. And that was like a fiberglass pole. Those like wooden poles would be a little more like a baseball bat or like a billy club or something, and then who knows what they have hidden inside. What if there's like hollow ones with like a bayonet that comes? I mean, those people are creative. Weapons nuts. Yep. Okay, so Daniel Hall is telling us, I just put that in full screen and I can see so much better. Okay, so Daniel, UBI today, www.ourname4UBI today versus Daniel Hall for UBI. Okay. Daniel, what? So I don't know. Are you running for some kind of an office, or are you running an organization, or what's going on with that? Because I'm not familiar with any of that. I'm not familiar with your name either. Okay, and then Donna says that she can hear. Now I can't hear him clearly, but I can hear you. Okay, well now Quintus is on my phone. So he's on screen with no sound, and then I've got my phone right here, and I've got it hanging off my microphone. So it's as close to the microphone as I can get it. It's literally hanging right in front of it. So that's about the best we can do. Okay, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so I would like to talk about the moving forward with orders of impeachment. And there was all that talk about that and the 25th Amendment. So are you able to speak to that a little bit? What do those possibilities look like?
I'll say what I know in the spirit of, I might be wrong, or there might be updates.
Right.
Basically what's going on is, as I can see, is I think there's a sense among the people running enough people running the country that this guy needs to go now. Trump needs to go today. Like, how do you get him out today?
Right.
And it's not just him being out, but he has to be held accountable.
Yes.
There's a temptation. I think a lot of people are tempted to compare it to Nixon, because Nixon was the closest similar situation that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But this is at least 50 or 100 times worse than what Nixon did.
Yes.
I mean, it's like Nixon did not do, like, basically basically Trump invited tens of thousands of people to meet at the steps of the Capitol, and once they were there, he directed and incited them to rush it.
Yep.
And he made it such a big deal that a lot of his supporters were planning what they would do when they got in. And so I mean, this is sedition. I mean, this is he really does need to go now. And I think the problem is that he's the president. So I think the issue is ultimately how to sideline him, because what he has done is unacceptable.
Yeah. So I know that he's the president, but aren't there laws in place to remove the president if the president becomes a danger to his own country? To his own...
There are, but we failed those tests. I mean, in theory, if someone's a danger to the country, there's a 25th Amendment where the administration's own people, like the vice president and others, can remove that president. That's one way of doing it, and that method didn't work because they never tried it.
Right.
And then the other side is by impeachment, and we did impeach him, and in some ways, I think the Republican Party failed the test. This guy, if he is as dangerous as they knew he was, they should have impeached him, but they did not impeach him for political reasons.
Okay, so he was impeached but not removed from office. How is that possible? Right. Like that's where the failure was, right? So they
Right.
I don't understand though how impeaching them president doesn't automatically remove them from office. Like, I don't get it. It seems so Go ahead.
Almost by definition, I think the country is constructed so that it's not suited for a king or an autocrat. That basically there are different powers in different places. So at the federal government, there's the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. But there's also like federal, state, county, municipal. There's all these different levels. And so in that sense, it is hard to get something big done quickly in a country like ours. In a way, that can be a good thing, right? Because, sometimes, you can make very wrong-headed decisions, at the center. But at the same time, it's frustrating, like we have now, where you almost have essential gridlock where nothing ever happens.
Right.
Even when they should happen.
Right. It just doesn't seem right that any one or two or handful of people have more power over everybody else. Like, that doesn't seem fair, balanced, equal at all.
Well, I think there's representative government. So within each piece, we do have the popular will to represent people, like we have governors, we have mayors, we have presidents, we have our representatives who choose, we have like Senate majority leaders, Senate minority leaders. And so, looking at what happened on Wednesday after the vote, like the certification of the votes, we see, I think that's where all the problems kind of came out, because it's like, we just had people lay siege to the Capitol, right?
Uh-huh.
And they caused destruction. They defaced, something up to, they found their way to offices that they shouldn't have known. So it's almost like they must have had some insider information to have been so effective at it.
Sure.
And what we saw in the U.S. Senate was actually kind of refreshing. So based on the siege happening, there were 14 senators that, for political reasons, it seems, were going to be against the certification of the results. They were going to vote against it. Given what happened, they changed their minds. They said, about 8 of them, I think, said, I don't feel under the circumstances this makes any sense. But you still had 6 of them that went forward anyway.
Right.
And they wanted to accelerate it. But if you notice, a lot of Republicans in the House stayed the course. It was almost as if what had happened earlier in the day had never happened. I mean, don't you think that in reality, given that a siege has just happened over this, I mean, don't you think that should have affected things? Especially, this wasn't just people coming in and just chanting, you know?
Yeah.
Like, people came in and they were challenging police. They were invading. They invaded the Capitol and they were destroying things.
Yes.
I mean, did you urinating and feces on what?
Yes, and they murdered a cop. I mean, they murdered that Capitol police officer. So, I mean, that's like next level. They just like are killing people. And then I don't know if you probably weren't here. Did you see that Chris Hayes MSNBC video earlier? I don't think I shared it. I don't think I shared it on my timeline.
I think I've seen what you're talking about, though.
Yes. And then the cop that was there, and I mean, it was just so awful. It was so incredibly violent. And then and then people are like, no, they didn't intend to be violent. They didn't intend to hurt anybody. Somebody said that to me today. Someone said that to me today.
Surely were.
Yes.
Oh. But in a way, that's always been the strategy of that sort of world. It's like what they'll do is what they do is that you convince people who aren't as radical as you are in terms of methods to kind of join along with you. And so again, it could be that 80% of the people just came in. And they were just like, wow, we're in the Capitol. And they're looking around, taking pictures. Isn't this fun? Who knows? I'll give them best of the doubt. 80% of the people were like that. They didn't touch a thing, or they may have touched it, but they were just like, wow, just like, they were just there and they didn't do anything. But all you need, if you have like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 people in there, all it takes is 20% of them, like 1 in 5, who are committed to causing trouble, to like breaking into offices. I mean, that's the uncomfortable thing to talk about the unfortunate, the woman who was killed. I mean,
right.
Because of all the lies, because of the misinformation and the lies, she believes she was being a patriot. It seemed like she believed that.
Right.
She wasn't, but that's what she believed. But basically, when she was killed, she was among people. They were bashing in, destroying, trying to break in to like the speaker's of the House office suite.
Yeah.
And the person who shot her, he or she was doing their job.
Right.
That's the thing that's uncomfortable. That whoever shot her was doing their job, which was to keep them out.
If she had that same job as a military veteran, she would be in the exact same position as the person who shot her. So,
and she would have.
And she would have shot him or her. Yeah, she would have done the same thing if the roles were reversed. Yeah. If she were, like loyal to her military training or whatever, right?
Yeah, in that sense, I applaud the Capitol Police for something. In that, I think they exercise incredible but proper restraint.
At one point, though, right during that scene, right before she got shot, there was a point where those 2 cops, though, just like stepped aside. Like if okay, Quintus, if you were up in those officers' faces, screaming in their face right here and punching the window right next to their head, they would have shot you, my brother. You would be dead. No way would they have let the BLM people get that far in. No way. They would have killed them on the steps. It would have been a massacre.
And I think that's part of the bias that's going on. That it's not only just, I mean, they definitely would not have let a black people do this, but actually, I think anyone who was white and liberal, they would have shot them up too.
Yes, I agree with you. I do. Yep. Yeah, so I mean, it's not even so much of a race, it's not a racial divide in this particular instance, as far as the people committing the siege, you know, or being violent. That was, yeah, they would have killed me too if I would have been there protesting it. They would have killed or at least beat me up, at the very least.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the technique too. It's like, you know, the people who are coming in doing the selfies, for some of them, I think they were doing selfies with the police to de-escalate the police so the police wouldn't stop them when they were going to do other things.
To make it be like, oh, look, we're just here protesting. We're not here to hurt anybody.
Exactly.
I see. Look, we're your friend. We're on your side.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think of it from that angle.
Yeah, so here's an example. So a lot of people, and it's sort of funny, like we're in this generational shift. Like we have a lot of people who are baby boomers who are running the country, but we also have this large group like the millennials. And the millennials because of their age, don't necessarily remember the details of some of this stuff. They don't remember the Oklahoma City bombing directly. They've read about it, but they don't remember it.
Right.
And when Timothy McVeigh blew up the Oklahoma City, the federal building, and killed a lot of children, and in the nursery school down towards the first floor, when he was speeding and when he was pulled over by the police, McVeigh was apparently under the impression that the police would be on his side for what he did. That's the level of delusion he was in. He's like, he just blew up a building, a federal building. He's racing away. And I'm not sure if the police officer who pulled him over knew who he was yet. He just saw that this guy was speeding. But McVeigh was kind of cocky. He kind of thought, yeah, I'm a patriot. I did this, and people actually are with him. But the cop was like, oh, no, I'm going to detain you, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so, I mean, that's the thing I really dislike, makes me the maddest about Trump, because I'm not like most people I see online. I actually have a few friends of people I know who like Trump, and I know them. One person I'm thinking of, I know him not. I would not call him racist. I would not call him that.
Right.
He's a good man, and the thing is, I understand why he supports Trump. I understand why. I think he doesn't see certain things. I mean, Trump is very good at projecting things. He's very good at mind control techniques when he talks to people. He really is. He's really good at that.
Yeah.
And so what I really don't like is that Trump is very good at getting good people to act out on their anger and have them do things on his behalf in ways where Trump can then deny that he told them to do it. It's really horrible what Trump has done. You know, it's like, just think about this. Just think about the scene. There's a picture where a bunch of people were trying to break into the House chamber on Wednesday. They had pushed furniture against it on the inside, and there was like Secret Service and security on the other side, and they had their guns drawn.
Yes.
At the door. And you have to think to yourself, what does it take to soup up people in order for them to do that? To break into the thing with the crowd and then come running in. But at least they weren't too crazy because I think they saw that all these guns pointing at them on the inside, and they stopped. I mean, did you see
what did they think was going to happen? Like, didn't they think guns would be drawn on them? I don't like. They just felt so entitled to do what they did that it just didn't even occur to them that they might actually get killed in the process.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. They felt entitled. It's like police will shoot Black Lives Matter people. Yes. They won't shoot them.
I saw a tweet where someone said they heard a woman say, you're supposed to be shooting the BLM people, not us, or something like that. I don't know if that's accurate, but
well, one thing I noticed is like they don't show the clip as much anymore, but after the woman she was climbing over and she got shot, once that gun went off and she came rolling back, people cleared out pretty quick.
Right.
People are just like, oh, well, let me get over it. the same dudes who are aggressively trying to break something, all of a sudden they're just like,
oh well, maybe not.
Yeah.
And they're just like, chill, bro. They're trying to get them to, there's that meme where it's the white dude crying and he's trying to convince you to do something. I don't know what the reference to that meme is, and he's like, just chill, bro. I mean, I just want you to do this one really bad thing. Just chill. It's going to be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm expecting. We have 11 days or 10 days left. I'm expecting at least 1, 2, maybe 3 dramatic shifts, or 2 or 3 dramatic public events, or that are going to shake us all up before the inauguration comes.
Yeah, and then I mean, they're already talking about coming on Inauguration Day.
Yeah, and before they're talking about like other dates. There were actually there are protests in other state capitals on Wednesday, and there was in Los Angeles there was actually 2 protests. There's like an anti-Trump protest in one part of town, and an pro-Trump protest in another part of town.
Huh.
So,
how did that turn out? Was that violent?
Yeah, there was violence. There was an African American woman who was, I think, walking across the street. I think they said something at her, and then she said something back at them, and then they came over, and then it was like a whole bunch of the Trump people were attacking her. They sprayed mace in her face. I think the part
I saw that video, and then one of a big guy came up from behind her and gave her a bear hug, and everybody thought that he was attacking her, but he was actually saving her. And then I saw a clip of her being interviewed, and she said that guy was her hero, and the whole time he was right in her ear saying, it's going to be okay, I'm going to get you out of here, it's going to be okay. And so
he also said these people are trying to. She also said these people are trying to kill you.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think that's the part that concerns me. That basically we have groups of Trump supporters who feel entitled to attack other people, armed with their flagpoles and mace, ahead of the weapons that sometimes some of them carry, the firearms.
Yeah. I just had a thought, and then I lost it. It'll come back to me in a minute. But, Oh, I remember. So, so there's all this talk about like we need to heal the divide and like my sister posted a thing today that said that don't lose a friend over two men who don't even know your name and never will, or whatever, and or don't end a relationship. And I was like, well, I mean, I like the idea of that sentiment, but like, these are people that I would never knowingly align myself with. If they are capable of such violence and hatred, then how? I don't care if they're lost or delusioned, or Trump spoke to him in some, like, them in some secret code, or dog whistles or whatever. I don't care. Like, they actively, consciously made a choice to go and commit a violent act of what I consider terrorism, in certain cases. In another case, murder. They killed a man.
I would suggest, at least I would suggest not even engaging in conversation, because when someone says that, like if we see someone who's saying all of a sudden, oh, let's talk about healing, what they're really saying, and I'm going to translate it, what they're really saying is, don't hurt me, is what they are saying. Because they know that what just happened on Wednesday crossed a lot of lines that shouldn't have been crossed, and they shouldn't have done it, and they messed it up, and they know that we have every right to be angry at them for what they've done. And so now they want to say, hey, don't hurt me.
Right.
Let's talk about it. Let's heal. Because they know they're wrong.
Right.
Someone like that, I know that's basically what they're really saying. They're waving the white flag, and they want to have a dignified way of saying it. But they know that what happened was unacceptable.
I only have a very few Trump supporting friends left in my world, and they're like your friend that you mentioned earlier. Like they're very good people, and in some way I can kind of understand why they supported him. But the part that baffles me is how they're like, they'll be like, well, yeah, I know that he's a really like a bad person, but like he's done things that have like directly benefited me. And I'm like, okay, so like babies in cages is okay as long, oh, there's Ariel.
Hi guys.
Babies in cages is okay as long as you get a nice tax cut, and like I can't really fly with that. So like I'm more of like a human rights activist person, and those things are deplorable and unacceptable to me. I cannot accept those things. And to be able to just like look away just blows my mind. But I still really love these people, right? I still really love them, and I know deep in their heart they know that it's wrong. They know that babies in cages are wrong, for example, and they know that killing cops with a fire extinguisher is wrong and whatnot, but they never say anything. They never ever speak up on my timeline. And but I know that they see it, but they never say anything.
Part of what we need to do is we need to do something that I think there's something that Trump does. Trump does understand us. He may not care about us, but he understands people very well. And if you notice, like in one of the things he said when he finally was forced to, and then kind of said something that day, what did he tell his supporters? He said that he loved them.
Right.
And it's sort of like, and the thing is, I personally, I struggle. This is a struggle for me. I am so angry about this sometimes that I am not doing what I think I know I should do, which is basically the Trump supporters in my life, or my life. It's like what I really need to say to them is literally just that. It's like, hey man, I love you. I love you. I love you, even though you support somebody who I just cannot. I see all this stuff, but what really makes me angry I'm not mad at them ultimately, even though I am increasingly if they don't like wake up, you know. But
Right,
it's like,
right.
I am really makes me angry is what Trump has done to them. Trump has a way of getting people. It's almost like he's almost like in that sense he's kind of like the devil in a way. It's like there's not any truth in him. He lies very easily, and he's able to get people to tap into their anger and fear and act it out on other people. That's what he knows how to do. He doesn't know how to make deals. He knows how to crash deals, but he doesn't know how to make deals.
Right.
The one thing I would like this to happen, the thing is, I don't think there's a way we can do this legally or ethically. I want a tranquilizer dart, dude. I want to just Trump goes to sleep for 10 days, and then he wakes up. That's what I want. I don't want to kill him. I just want him to put him to sleep so then we can finally deal with things properly when he's no longer president.
Oh.
You know, like in terms of have the accountability. Like, let's have normal accountability. It's like basically there's certain powers that a president has, and part of the problem is that we have an individual in there who seems to be so narcissistic. He basically is like, no.
Oh no! Shoot, Quintus, call me back. Another call was coming in, and I accidentally hung up on you.
I still see him. Oh, I was wondering why his mic is muted and he can talk. That was why.
Okay, here, I'm going to call you back. Here we go. You guys like my ringtone? Okay. I'm sorry about that. Okay, that's up as high as it goes. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure when we dropped it, but
I know, and I interrupted it. What were we just talking about?
I guess Trump support. Well, basically, how like Trump is able to get people to.
Oh, yes.
Act out that be their worst.
Yeah, or to be able to look away from things. I think that's the thing that I mean, it's just, it blows my mind that these people that I love would be okay with some of these things. And that's really what it all boils down to for me. Just like the humanity aspect of it is just, it's really heavy, and I really have struggled with like remaining friends with them, and like not being so angry at them. I have unfollowed them. I have blocked and unblocked them, not because they were arguing with me, but because they like, I couldn't see their stuff because I didn't want to be mad at them. You know? So I couldn't see their Trump posts because I didn't want to hate them. So.
Yeah, and I think it's reaching a point where it's almost like we all, I mean, that may be the silver lining to all this, we're all being forced to be true. That, it's getting bad enough that we may have to tell that loved one, it's like, I love you, but I can't stand you, what you're doing. I can't stand what you're doing.
I have a friend who's married to, she's like me, and she's married to a Trump guy, and Trump supporter, and he is like the nicest man ever, like and so she says, she has said the same thing. Like, I love you, but like, man, I am really having a hard time with this, you know? So.
Well, part of the problem is that propaganda works.
Uh-huh.
If you say a lie to someone and they have no really reason to know any different, and you repeat it enough, people assume it's true.
Yep.
Especially if it conforms to your, like, an existing prejudice that you have. And so basically, there are people, Trump has been saying for a while, liberals, you know, the liberal-run cities are being overrun with violence, you know, and that's not really true, really, the way that he's saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people who, for various reasons, they kind of believe that already, or they're inclined to believe it. And, I mean, it's almost like whenever I hear people I know who are, let's say, they're liberal, and they're talking about, like white evangelicals or whatever, it's like, you know, I was in a church in New Hampshire for a number of years. I was praying with mostly like white evangelicals back there, and so it's like, well, it's like it's not quite as simple as you want it to be, you know. So in that sense, all of us need to get off of this partisan or bipartisan view. You know, it's like, oh, you're on the left or you're on the right.
Yes.
It's like, no, it's actually a lot more complicated than that.
Way more. This person that I was talking to earlier was saying on my sister's post about that we need to just not whatever, who was saying that it was being blown out of proportion and blah, blah, blah. And then, but he said that he was a libertarian, and he was thinking that maybe I don't know if he understands how liberal I am, and how, like, I'm not really a Democrat either. I'm just a Democrat on paper. I'm more independent, but anyway, but whenever I take those political spectrum tests, you know, where do you fall on the political spectrum? I tend to test out at like left-leaning libertarian. So I've got a little libertarian in me too, you know. We should see if we can hear Ariel. Ariel is here with us.
Yeah.
On the screen.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like,
we were having sound issues, so Quintus is actually on my phone.
Yeah, that was
hanging on the microphone.
Wondering why it was muted and I could still hear him. That was.
Can we hear you, Ariel?
Yeah, can you hear me? That's weird. I am talking.
No.
I just unmuted. I'm not hearing him. Ariel, can you hear the? Can you speak up?
Woo.
Wow. That's weird. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, agreed, Shale. I agree with you there.
Wait a minute.
Okay, well, that sounded really weird, Ariel.
You guys can hear me or not?
I didn't see that there were private chats.
Ariel, I can hear you. Ariel, I can hear Ariel, but I have to basically turn up the sound, but then mute my phone. I can hear Ariel. So Ariel,
okay.
So it's the same problem. I'm thinking, and
that's hilarious.
That the same problem. It's like Ariel can hear you, but you can't hear him.
Correct.
Like he couldn't hear me.
Correct.
That's weird.
Okay.
So Annette can't hear me?
I'm have to get off, and then let's say if Ariel calls you, then you can do the same thing.
Oh, this is so funny.
Hold on, let me check something here. Default microphone. Automatically adjust mic value. I don't know how to change anything. It says everything is on.
Hello. You can hear?
Ray does all this stuff for me. I don't think I should even do anything because I might mess it up. I'm not touching it.
I think that might be the key. So how about this? If I'm going to hang up my phone on that, and so then in the private chat, I think Ariel sees where he can call you, and so he calls you.
Yes.
And then
Wait.
But then he'll need to meet him.
I can. Okay, so I can hear your voice, Ariel, but it's breaking up.
That's weird. Huh? Why is that?
All right, I'm at 16% battery on my phone.
So,
So you're doing this through your phone or your
need to get up
computer?
anyway. And it's
So
a shame because actually I don't mind like getting off so I can hear Ariel a bit because Ariel, man, I love always hearing what you have to say.
All right, cool.
Because you're a thinking person and you always have like I like your perspective. So so I'm actually glad to just to sort of jump off so I can just sit back and just hear what But the thing, do we have Ariel on though?
Well, can you hear me now?
Ariel, try to speak again.
Yeah, I am.
It looks like he is trying to speak.
Okay, I still can't hear it then.
Because of the things coming out of the computer. What?
This is so weird.
Yeah, this is a strange thing.
Okay, check this out. What if I... Okay.
Oops.
Okay. This is strange. Okay. Now I want stop. See now I just plugged this charger in, but it hates being plugged into this computer.
Oh, Quintus, you can hear me? Oh, okay. Okay, great. So Quintus, so you can hear me, but Annette can't. Okay, so it's something on her end. Okay.
Let's try this.
So yeah, well, you know what? How about if I just say something and then Quintus, since you can hear me, you can tell Annette. I know that sounds like a little weird, but like we'll just have to do that. That would be okay. So yeah, I was hearing about like a lot of I think the thing is that like Trump does have that ability to like go like hit a nerve with people, strike a nerve with people, but you learn that in sales. Like in sales, like your whole idea is go to people's like deepest pain and deepest hurt and just say like, I know you don't want to be here. I know this sucks and I have the solution for you. And unfortunately, the Democrats don't do that. You see, what I find about the Democrats is they're all saying you should be like this, you should be like that. You're just dumb. You just maybe didn't get an education. You're just a redneck. Stop being racist. Stop being this. Stop being that. And then Trump comes along and says, like, no, it's not your fault. You know, I'm your friend and I love you. And it's like, it's all their fault. And I know your pain, even though he doesn't. He's like filthy rich. He'd never know their pain in a million years. But they don't care. They don't want to do their research. They don't want to read books. They don't want to dig deep. So they're just like, this guy, he gets me. And you know that feeling is the best feeling in the world when somebody gets you and they're not reprimanding you all the time. So Trump just got that energy and he rode it all the way to election, and you can tell Annette that, but yeah. Yeah. And just the feeling of being heard, which is ironic here, but like that's what Trump can do to those people.
Hello.
no, excuse me, and Ariel just said some great stuff. I know you couldn't hear it, but I did. But he was saying about how he was talking about mostly how Trump is such a great salesperson, and that's essentially what he's doing in tapping into that group. You know, like his supporters. He pays attention to what their needs are and is able to articulate them and manipulate them in that way. He's a salesperson. Trump is such a great salesperson, and that's essentially what he's doing in tapping into.
Okay. All right, so guess what? I think that I am in. My husband's going to bring over my phone charger here in a second. So, Quintus, I think that you can hang up your phone, and I might be able to hear you because now I'm in the StreamYard on my phone.
Okay. Can you hear me, Annette?
Okay, here goes.
Okay.
This is so interesting.
All right.
Annette, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and
I'm going
clear.
to put my headphones on. Maybe I can hear better that way. Oh, will this fit in here?
Oh.
Thank you, my baby.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to head out.
Will this fit in here?
So Ariel,
Oh.
well, yeah.
Okay, I'll let her know. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Cool.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Ah. Thank you, baby. Okay.
Okay, you hear? Annette, can you hear me?
Oh. Okay, Quintus had to head out. I still can't hear Ariel.
You're double. You have to turn off one of your accounts because now I hear two Annettes and I see two Annettes. Oh God. Oh boy.
Oh God. Oh boy. Oh God. Oh boy. Oh God.
We need to just end this.
Yeah, this is. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. You're muted. You have to unmute yourself. Annette, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
How is that?
Yeah, that's much better.
How is that?
Oh, wait a minute. Ugh, dang it. Yeah, this is so weird.
It is too weird. It's too weird.
Yeah.
It is too weird. It is too weird. It's too weird. It's too weird.
Okay, this is let's just talk to each other on Facebook or something.
We'll talk to you later, everybody.
Yeah. See you later, everyone.
We'll talk to you later, everybody. Okay. All right. Bye. We'll talk to you later, everybody. Okay.